Welcome to Peter's podcast, where we talk about real yoga, actual happiness, and deep living. Thanks for joining me. Namaste, this is Peter at Peter's podcast. I thought we'd do something fun today. Usually we're talking philosophy or meditation, and I wanted to just spend a couple of minutes on asana. Asana is one of 8 limbs of yoga, but it is probably the one that most people think of when they think of yoga. And the confusion becomes that asana is treated as some kind of a practice that's akin to gymnastics or fitness, when in fact asana is a practice that's designed to put you in your body, to create a union or an integration of mind and body and subtle energy, or what in yoga we would call the subtle body. The lines of energy that maybe you've heard of from acupuncture as meridians, where you put pins in those various needles in the various lines. There's also a marma therapy in yoga where we work on certain points or certain lines. But that underlying energetic self is the thing that we're tapping into when we do asana or yoga poses. And yoga poses are either static or they're done on the breath. There are benefits to each one. And today I wanted to start with something that is just super basic, super simple. In some days, and many days, I would say, this is my whole asana practice outside of sitting in a meditation. So this is called a SunBreath. It's very simple to do. Anybody can do it. It requires standing up. So if you can't stand up, that would be maybe the only contraindication if you have trouble balancing. Otherwise, we're going to do this both on video, do a video episode of the podcast, or audio. I'll just call out what we're doing so you can use the cues if you're just listening to this. So standing in Tadasana or mountain pose, balance the feet in parallel, so the heels are behind the widest part of your feet, with both feet pointing straight ahead, both heels pointing straight back. And then there's a tendency in us to just sink into our joints. So we're going to undo that and lift up a little bit from the feet, as though you're drawing up right through the crown of your head. So that would make your knee joints spacious rather than locked, your pelvis neutral rather than spilling forward, your chest nice and open across your collarbones, your head floating, your upper arms rolled a little bit open, so as though you were going to turn your palms to face front, but then let your palms relax. Your shoulders are still open, but your palms are relaxed by your sides. And then the next time that you breathe in, lift your arms to go around and up, like you're reaching to the sun. As you breathe out, fold forward into a forward bend. Here's the first place you might need a modification. So if you have a lot of range in your hamstrings, you might be able to fold completely forward till your belly rests on your thighs. That's going to be true for a small portion of the population. Most people, including myself, feel better when we let our knees bend in a forward bend. So you could keep your knees bent and let yourself hang forward, laying your belly on your thighs and letting your upper body release forward. So your head ultimately hangs in a forward bend. Your hands might be anywhere from your shins to the floor, depending on how open you are in your legs and also how much you've bent your legs. So then we'll come all the way back up and just do those first 2 pieces. Inhale, arms around and up. Exhale, fold forward, maybe with your knees bent. Especially bend your knees if you're locked in your knees and you're hanging back in your heels. Then that's not really a great forward bend anyway. So just rather spread the weight forward so your hips line up over your ankles and head can release. The next pose is like a half forward bend. It's literally called that, Ardha Uttanasana. And we'll come to a place where your back can be flat from tailbone to the crown of your head, so a neutral spine, but also broad across your chest from shoulder to shoulder. So you're not reaching to the floor and rounding in, because this is an inhale piece of this little vinyasa, this little movement. So we want to be broad across your chest so you can breathe in. Exhale and fold back forward into the forward bend. Inhale, reach around and up to the sky. And exhale your hands to the heart center and release them, mountain pose. That's the entire sun breath. So there's really no time when you can't fit that in. Right? If your complaint about getting a yoga practice in is, I don't have time, suddenly that goes away with a sun breath. Inhale, arms around and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to a flat back, broad and across your chest. Exhale, fold. Abdomen laying on your thighs. Ground down, reach around and up to the sun. Exhale your hands to the heart center and release them by your sides. Your yoga practice could be done right there, right? It's given you the ability to open the front body, open the back body, balancing the two, focusing on your breath, being in your feet, feeling a stretch through the back of your legs, which is an area of unconscious tension very often, right? And getting your breath full all the way up into the upper parts of your chest. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, arms around and up. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, half of the forward bend, a flat back. Hands could be on your shins. Exhale and fold. Inhale, reach all the way around and up. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's do one more. Inhale, arms around and up. Lengthening through the side body. Exhale, fold, lift your sitting bones, but keep your hips balanced over your ankles. Inhale, lift to a flat back. Your hands could be on the floor if you can get a flat back from there. Exhale, fold back forward. Ground down, reach around and up to the sun. Exhale, hands to the heart center, everything in balance. Namaste.